Hey, it's another day. I'm John Zidar. This is September 28th, Tuesday. On behalf of PB Alerts, Pennybois, giving you those alerts you really want, but the training we really all need. Check it out, folks. This is my DD for it's at the top and hot. You know, for the last week, we have been looking at stocks that have been in danger of being tossed off the market because they haven't been filing their financials on time. So they fell behind. And if you weren't current, today was the last day that you had to get current. And some of these companies, as they were filing, regardless of what was in the filings, were doing hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of percent gains. And we're not talking with one or two traders. We're talking with hundreds of traders doing millions of shares. These were live trades making huge gains. And you know what? It hasn't totally ended yet. But now it's different. Now, today is the 28th. I don't know. The stocks were still on. All the tools and all the markets, everywhere I was looking, it still looks the same. So I don't know if they went off at the bell or they're going to go off tonight. I don't know the deal. I am subject to whatever they do, just like everybody else. But today I am going to go personally. I want to do some DD on these CEs, these skull and crossbones. Now, the only reason I want to do this is I have noticed in the last few days many have changed from skull and crossbones over to yield. Limited information, which makes them purchasable. And these are the ones that have been jumping and screaming from the triple zeros up to the pennies, which is the 10,000% gain range. And we have seen more than one this last week. Made my heart stop. So some of those jumps in one day, 33,000%. You're never going to see that in your life. So what I'm doing today is looking at these companies that have been filing that are still crossbones, CE, caveat emptor, because I want to put them on a list. And when I see any pre-market activity, when I see any life signs that they are going current, keeping up on filings, this may be a huge dynamite play. So I'm not turning my back on it. So today I'm accumulating a list for an indefinite period of time. I don't know how long it'll take some of these companies, but we're not just grabbing every skull and crossbones. We're picking the ones that seem to be doing something. Now, I've looked at a couple of these, and it's interesting. Trying to get information is not easy because they hide it. They don't give you all the information when they're skull and crossbones. They move to the expert market, most of them. But I've got a few tricks up my sleeve that we can look at to let us know which ones could be the big bangers and which ones would just be a waste of our time, generally speaking. Let's jump into it and see. So I always come to the OTCmarkets.com. That's the site you're looking at. This is a legitimate site. It's not for news. It's not trying to get you to click buttons. This is an information site, a legitimate one that is backed by FINRA and the SEC. The information that comes here comes from them, so you can trust it as legitimate and factual information. Let's take a look at how the day finished. I want to refresh this page, make sure that we got all the current numbers here. I see, they are falling off, folks. We had 12,200 securities yesterday, something like that. Look at a video, it's going to show. So we've already lost about 600 securities that have disappeared. Now, I don't know which ones. We did $2.5 billion worth of business. This is actually a high for, it's been a few months, folks. We hit 2.4 the other day. We've been averaging 2.1 billion, which isn't enough to really move the market anywhere. 2.5 is a new high. We've hit a new high for a long time. 23 billion shares is nothing to brag about. 30,000 is a slow day. So this is nothing. And we had the last couple of days, 470,000 shares. We're at 460. So we're slumping on volume, but we do have the dollars kicked up, which tells you that more expensive shares were being bought today. Okay, what I am doing is using two separate sets of tools, and I've already got them set up here. I have my advancers. Now, to get to the advancers, all you got to do is float over here and go to current market, and you are going to get all the activity for the day. You're going to get most active stocks, and you can get dollar volume to see who actually had the most money put into them, share volume, who had the absolute most amount of shares. And that's what most people search. That's what they think is the best indicator. And then you have trades. How many trades were there? And if you equate trades to people, roughly. You know, we're not saying per trade per person. But if you got something like 4,000 trades and each person, you know, does 2 trades, okay, you got 2,000 people in there. And I don't know how to break it down, but you still know it's a lot of people. So that's important information. The only thing you can't search up here is your percentage change, which is what these 2 boxes are for. This one is just for the gainers, and this one is just for the losers. And it puts them in order with the biggest at the top automatically. And you can search just for stocks over $1, over a nickel, or just all of them, or at least whatever left. We're going to search all of them. So we're going to kick this out. And I'm going to put this all the way down because I found I can make a little trick of my search bar on this page. We're at 60%. Okay, that takes us down to 48%. And you can see we have some. Now, I don't want to call these all skull and crossbones because that's not the case. Many of these are skull and crossbones, and that's caveat emptor, CE. They're warning you that the company has been avoiding them, or that they have criminal activities, or that they could actually be trying to scam you. And that's a serious warning. However, the double diamonds are also now representing the expert market. And the expert market doesn't necessarily mean you've done anything wrong, except that you're not current and you're not getting current. So it just means that they're really delinquent in a bad shape, but they're not evil, if that makes it kind of clear. So we are seeing some that will not have skull and crossbones and some that will. And these show us the biggest gainers. Now, I would like to compare these to those that are filing today. So if we come over here and go to news, we can come down here to the most current filings right here. And you can see that some have been filing today. And we'll kick this out some more. Just so I don't have to keep doing this later. Okay. So we can see we've got Zipple, Ragbed, Build, Ildu, Bilfar. Okay, let's see if we see any of these over here. See if any of them pop out at me. Bikif, no. iTrix, this, Bitfew, no. Wow, I didn't know that this one was, I know that stock. I didn't know it was that low. RTH, how many? I'm not seeing any of these crossing over. No, I'm not. Okay. Now, these are runners, and we can go in. Let's click this and just take a look. Actually, that's a cheap one. Let's come up here and take a look at a nice one. A nice one that had some numbers, maybe. Okay, how about 48? Okay, now this one had 48 trades today, 20 million shares, and did 9,900% gains. Now, obviously, we can't trade it, so we can't be a part of those gains. But I just want to show you some insight to how we get information, because from one direction, you're not going to be able to see it. See here, we can see the price. We're lucky. It's 0001, and that is the ticket here, folks. Most of these companies can be at 4 zeros and a 1, even 5 zeros and a 1. And this expert market will lift that price up to our basement, 0001. And that's where they'll deposit it and just drop it there when it goes from an expert market to a pink limited, which is purchasable. And you can pick it up on the basement for 0001. And when this thing skyrockets past the 001s, which is thousands of percent gains, and goes into the pennies, you're at 10,000% gains. And every penny is another 10,000%. Your $100 can be worth $30,000 up at the penny range if you get it at 000s. So this is a big deal. We're not saying put your house on it. A little $100 bill can make you a lot of money. So let's just click in on this one so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, see this? There is no skull and crossbones above it. It's just expert market. It's been yanked off of the current market and put into a corner until it gets right. It's in timeout and it has to work to get back on. When it gets back on, we're going to be there to take advantage. So they are dark or defunct. Dark means they're not giving you any information. Defunct means that they've fallen behind. They just aren't doing well. Now I want you to notice something else. What's missing here? The price. You get no price here. Now the reason I bring this up is when you're over here on disclosures, like this one, BLFR. Okay, we can see the disclosure. We see it's double diamonds. So just out of curiosity, for comparison, again, no skull and crossbones, no price, and we don't know what the price is. Over on the advancers, they told us it was 0001. But what's this one worth? Well, you know, if I put this ticker over in TOS, it's going to come up a naked screen. It's going to be black. There's going to be no price there either. Down here, you can see that the chart is empty too. No price. How do we know? And it is important. You do need to know the price of a stock if you want to figure out if it's going to be worth a big gain. Just come a little bit further down. Really, just come down a little bit further and right there you go. Trade data. That trade data is for the last 24 hours. Now I want you to notice what it says down here. Small print. Irregular odd lot trades, which are not considered for the open high, low, or closing prices, are not shown in trade data table. So these are block purchases. They're just not little orders, random numbers. These are block orders that came in from brokers. And these came in at one. All right, there's the 23rd, and two of them were today. Now this price was at $0.015 and then fell down to 1/3 of a penny today. Now this isn't the most extreme I've seen. I'm just showing you where you can get the information. So we can see the current price right now, today, or at least yesterday, and it hasn't changed if there hasn't been any transactions, it is currently at 005. Now we saw they had a filing, came out today. Attorney letter to respect. Folks, this is the last block. Here are your reports. These are the last quarters, 9/28. They brought these out. That's all today. Wow. Let's go in and see. All right, look, folks, they've been working hard here. They got annual reports for 2019, annual reports for 2020, annual reports for 2021, and the financial statements. Now, did I see an attorney letter there, but I thought we just saw one over there. We did. Boy, they haven't got their pages all caught up. So here you go. There is an attorney letter on top of all the filings for 3 years. This is in the expert market right now. Now, what's another good thing to know? First off, it's not skull and crossbones, so it's safe. 2, it's not a bad price. I'm sure we'll find a better price, but this is at a half a penny. Half a penny. Come on, you double your money when it hits a penny. It hits 2 cents, you've quadrupled your money. It's not as big as 10,000%, but they're nice gains. So we come over here to look at the share structure. I have been finding some very small floats in some of these companies, and my God, that can make a stock fly that 10,000%. So we're looking at the share structure here, and this was just updated this month, 2 weeks ago. They have 12 million shares. That's it, folks. 12 million shares. They have 50 million total that they could put on the market. That's their authorized count. They've only got 33 million on the shelves being bought and sold, and that's from everybody. You, me, management, insiders, everybody. But unrestricted shares, there are only 15 million. And now it says that they're holding 12 million, so it's between 12 and 15 million, which is ultra low. If this starts moving with a lot of people playing on it, now it says there's only 6 shareholders, but that was a couple years ago. I never pay attention to that number. But my point is, it is a low float, not in dirty waters. It is at a decent price. They just had all their filings come out and the attorney letter. What else is needed? So I am taking this. Now I realize when we come over here to TOS, there is not going to be a chart, but we'll check anyways. All right, let's toss it in there and see what we get. Hey, look at this. I'm surprised, folks. Never said I knew everything. Anyways, I figured there's going to be a lot of irregularities right now with information being the same here, there, on this page. We're already starting to see that. So there could be a flux going on. All right, this is on the 5-day, 5-minute. I'm glad we've got a chart here. I'm glad to see this. 0048. Okay, so like I said, it went up from a half a penny to a triple penny, a penny and a half, 300%. And it fell back down here to a half a penny again. And I don't know how much information we can get here, but whatever I can get. So it hit a low bubble here, and look, folks, when it hit that low bubble, even though it's not really been doing anything, you know, a little jiggles, you can tell that is a huge bump. That is a huge bump compared to everything else here, and the only thing precursing it is that low bubble. So it jumped from about a third of a penny, 003, all the way up to 017. So, oh boy, 2 to 17, 3 to 17, that's about 500%, 550% gains just on a low bubble bounce. What do you think they're going to do with all their filings and the attorney letter all today, and it hasn't had a chance? Now, I see there was a big bounce. That's what we just discussed pre-market, and it dropped once it got to the market. Now, I don't know how these trades work exactly, but once it goes limited, yield sign, you and I can buy it at whatever price it is, and you can ride it however high it goes. So because of all the potential this has, it's showing a huge bounce off of a low bubble. And what do I always say? If a stock has any value, it'll bounce off of a low bubble. Well, that is a very significant bounce over a very long time off of a low bubble. Now we've just had a very significant event. So I'm adding that all up, and I'm saying if this runs, it could be a big runner. So I am going to put that in a watch list. Now I haven't got a watch list for this, so let's just create an entirely new watch list, which we'll call Expert Market. All right, there we go, Expert Market, and our first one for Expert Market is BLFR. Now, folks, this isn't a play for tomorrow. This is a play you're going to, well, I mean, it very well could be. What I was saying is that this list isn't supposed to be for tomorrow. But this stock could absolutely be a one to watch. Now, because it has had pre-market value, pre-market play. If you see pre-market play tomorrow, watch it, folks. Watch it close. See if you can put in a bid. If you don't want it to happen, you know, try a trial bid if you have to. Mine got rejected. I tried a couple, and even though they said that they were on the charts, like right now, I went to try to buy it. It said pink limited on my TD Ameritrade site. They wouldn't let me buy it. They said it was still going against the SEC ruling 15-008, whatever. So it's going to be difficult. But for the gains that can be made, you may want to put in the little extra effort it takes of monitoring, watching, and checking, because 10,000% gains on any amount you put down is a huge amount you're going to pull out. All right, let's go back and see what else we can find. Ooh, I like these goodies. All right, now I'm not real sure. You know, I was showing you that we are looking at financial reports that don't show price, and I've shown you how to find that price just by looking at the trade data. And we're also looking at market activity, which shows which ones are getting the biggest gains, if you're on the right tab. And these were getting the biggest gains, and we're trying to find ones that were running and filed. Doesn't look like we've got any of that. So rather than look at stocks that have run, and there's nothing wrong here, that, like I said, I could spend hours just looking around creating a list, because you can't look at everything. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think these even come up on a scan. If I was to do a scan on TOS, these wouldn't come up, so I can't watch them like that. I have to literally go and put them over there. So I am really concentrating on companies that are filing, like this here, okay, ILDO. they have supplemental information, which means something didn't go right. They had to add to it, which has been a delay. It's been delayed. It is current, so they're right on the cusp of coming out of this, which is really good. So let's take a look at this and see what we can find out about ILDO. Good. No skull and crossbones, dark and defunct, right? That's what we expect. That's why they're over there. Verified profile. They're in good condition. Everything's been ticked. Each, verification has a lot of things they got to go through. They're good. And they got a transfer agent. That means they're legal. They can move shares legally and you're going to get paid and they're not going to get lost. All right, we got no information down here, so let's see about this. All right, this one is at, it's been pretty much sticking around just over a penny, penny and a half. Not a lot of trades, and there was only a couple trades yesterday. Now, when did this information come out? We had one today, two today. Both were supplemental. Let's go see about all of them. I see they've got 3 in a row there, and that's all they've got. So I'm not real excited about this one. I don't see, it's supplemental, and I don't see a attorney letter. I mean, I'm not feeling it, folks. I'm just not feeling it. What can I say? If you're feeling it, it's ILDO, ILDO. We won't go there. Back to latest disclosures. Okay, ILDO is all for you. I'm more of a Zipple sort of guy. Yeah. So let's go in and take a look at Zipple. They've got a few. I can see there's quite a few here. That's good. Where does Zipple go to? Is that Zipple? Hey, Zipple. ZipLink, expert market. Only dark and defunct, not dirty. Let's see what our price is down here. Goodness gracious. It was at 11 cents. That was a week ago. And then today it fell. It fell down to 5 cents. There have been shares being bought. Now let's see how far back this goes. 24th, 24th, 20. All right. So since last Monday, guess somebody knew something was going on, started investing. They're not major investments. It did fall all the way down here to 002 and got all the way up to 20 cents here. You see how it's fluctuating, folks. Those are big jumps. From 002 to 20 cents is a 20,000% gain. Right there, folks, in one day. And then it held the next day. Then it lost 50%. I mean, you see the radical moves. That's what we're looking for. So I like that this has got radical moves. Let's see the share structure. Are we going to look at a low float? That's the problem with a lot of these. Because they're not giving information, you don't get to see how many shares that they have. But let's take a look at this. What can we figure out? Well, this month we have been told that they have 50 million total and only, oh my God, 12 million. That's what the float was on the last one. This is the outstanding shares. The insiders got to own some. The management has to own some. Could be a little, could be a lot. Who knows? But what's ever left over is the float, which trades every day on the open market between me and you and everybody else who wants a piece of the pie. They don't tell us what that is, but we know it's under 12 million shares, another low float. That's why this thing is bouncing so hard. Ooh, hungry, hungry. So I'm going to take this and we're going to go put it over in the list. I can't even copy that. And we'll check to see if it comes up on the chart. Drum roll, maestro. Look at this. Look at this. I want to check something when we get done looking here. I want to go over to TOS and I want to see what this shows. If it shows it's a expert market, if it shows that it's pink and limited, or what it shows, because I've been seeing different information on different pages, and I got to be honest, I'm not expecting to see charts up here for the expert market. They haven't been there before, so something's changed. And it could just be that they're getting current. They could be right on the cusp of flipping. So we had a low bubble here. Didn't really impact this. I mean, it had a bounce, but then it had a bounce right there about the same size. They are getting smaller, lower highs, riding across the floor. It looks like its floor is at 001. That low is its low. It doesn't really want to go any lower than that, which is a good price. I love 001, my favorite price. Why? Because 0001s don't get enough action, and 1 cents take more to move them. So 001, 1/10 of a penny, they move faster. And when it goes from 001 to 002, which is a really itty bitty move on the chart, I've doubled my money. Woohoo! That's why I like it. Let's see here. Right now it's at, like I said, 5.5 cents. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to put this on the list over here too. Do I expect this to run tomorrow? What do I know? I don't know. I didn't expect to see a chart, so I'm kind of in the dark here. It's got a 7% gain today, and it says it had 1,000 shares sell. Not a lot, but they're not supposed to be selling any. So, I want to go find more goodies. I feel like we're digging in the ground, finding little bits of gold. I really do. I like this feeling. All right, we had Zippo there. There's Zippo again. These are all still today. BHLD. Have we looked at BHLD? I know I've looked at it a couple times. I just can't remember if we've looked at it. Nothing personal, folks. I love you. I really do. All right, dark and defunct, but not dirty. No price, of course. Verified profile. They're in good shape. They're just dark and defunct. That's all. No price, but what was their price? We got nothing here. But what do we have down here? We have a... that was today, the attorney letter today, folks. That means the bell could be running tomorrow. And we have yesterday, we have 2 quarterly statements put out. What else we got? They had a lot. Yes, they did. 2021, bunch of them. I don't know why so many here. A little confusing. Lots of multiples. But it is capped off with the best one. Ding! You got that attorney letter at the top, which is what they need. Let's check the security details, see what their share structure is. Oh, folks, are you reading? Are you reading? This is the outstanding shares. That's for everybody, insiders, management, and me and you. Take the, unrestricted, right there, folks. Unrestricted shares. That's normally the ceiling, right about the ceiling of what the float is. That is under 1 million shares, 745,000 shares. If this was selling at 001, you know how many, it doesn't take very many shares to sell 745 shares, and they're gone. They're gone. They've all been sold. So now the shares become worth more money because there's not enough shares for everybody who wants them. Supply and demand kicks in high gear. Do you hear it? Do you hear it? I can hear it in my ears. That is beautiful. All right, so we know that this one has a super duper low float. All right, I don't know if there's anything over here for this, but let's go see. I see why. BLFR. I thought we had looked at that before. Okay, this one's bringing up nothing. Nothing here, except for the little movie I put in. That's all you get. So, this could kick on tomorrow. I mean, literally, if you got a charting system, as you can see, it's not coming up for me. Maybe it does you. Lucky you. But if it doesn't, as soon as you put it in, you might be able to buy it. Now, let me go check. We wanted to see what TD Ameritrade thought about these stocks. Let's see about that. All right, folks, so there we are for the company block hold, BHLD, the last one we just looked at. You can see its bid right now is 13 cents. But that's not why we're here. Right there. Right there it says that this is OTC Pink Limited Information. But over there on the OTC market, it is telling us that it is not. That it is a expert market. I don't want to call it skull and crossbones. That's the expert market. So, it's in transition. So I do believe that coming over here to the charts and putting it on our list is the smartest thing to do, whether we can see it or not. Okay, I wish we could see more, but we can't. It's in there. All right, let's go get some more goodies. You think I'm making this up, don't you? I like doing DD. I mean, it can get hard sometimes, but when you look at the potential of what it is you're doing, you think miners get excited when they're in a gold mine surrounded with secret gold buried? That's the way I feel. I'm in the mine right now. I'm enjoying this. All right. Yes, for the end of the year, they might even have another one coming out, so they could be delayed even further. But let's take a look at FRMA, see what's going on for them. Firma Holdings, not dirty, just behind, dark and defunct. Verified profile, everything's good with them except they're not filing on time. Shame on you. So they're working on that. No price down here. We got any trade action? We do have trade action on this stock. Let's get a better picture of what's going on. Okay, there's your trade data. And for those who are interested, it also shows you short interest down here, which is how game became such a hot commodity. All right, trade data. This is from yesterday, a lot yesterday, and then some on Thursday. So the activity has been picking up. You can see that. And where's the price been going? From about 3.5 cents. So it hasn't moved much. This hasn't been showing a lot of volatility. So I'm going to bet that this has got a lot of shares. Well, I wouldn't call it a lot. I mean, they got 400 million that they could put out. 325 million are actually on the shelf. But it looks like most of them are owned by management or insiders, which is a good deal. They got a lot of money invested in this. They don't want to lose it. And if they have to kick the price up to get this going, they will. We were at about, it says 82 million here, 61 million down here. So you can normally figure between 61 and the unrestricted. Between 61 and 82, that's where your float's at. Which is a good float. Not a bad float if the company's doing something. So, Firma, you know, I'm going to put it on the list because that's just what we're looking for. If one day you see it running and it's going 2, 3, 4, 500%, you may want to pick some up. Just $100 bill. Don't get crazy. Let the market get crazy. You be sane and just take crazy off the table. Oh, Jiminy. Do we have the right one? 4 hours. What's the price? 2 cents. I think that's what it was. And I did copy and paste. That's a lot of action, folks. I don't know how long this company's been in the expert market, but gee whiz. Its high back here was 19 cents. Is this? Yeah, that's the stimulus month. That's all stimulus. It fell back down to here, which is about where it was, you know. If we go over here and put what I like to call my money line, we draw a support line across there, or resistance, whichever way it plays out. You can see across here, right there, right there. It keeps coming back home to this spot. So that's a very strong resistance support. Resistance right now because it's underneath it. Hit a low bubble, shot up from that low bubble pretty bloody quick. You can see it doesn't go down there very often at all. And when it did, it wanted out of there, but it hasn't been able to get up through that resistance now. So it's pushing. And when it does, how far could it go? Well, you know, you're looking at 2 cents right now, and it looks like it's, let's say its higher median is about here, right about there. So you'd be looking at about 10 cents. About 10 cents from 2 cents, you know, so you're looking at about 400% gains if that's as far as it wanted to go, or if it went that far at all. We can throw it on the list. It doesn't excite me as much as the other ones, but I will take 400% gain any day. All right, what do we got? Quarterly. I like quarterlies. QDLC, quarterly. What do we get for quarterly? That will bring us to Quad Logic Controls. Good, good. We don't have any skull and crossbones. We haven't come across any of those here recently. See, most skull and crossbones wouldn't dare file because they're just that kind of company. So I don't expect to see a lot of those guys here. They have a verified profile. That's the important one to be looking for on these expert markets. Do they have a verified profile? Here, what's that say? The company's profile data was verified by the issuer within the previous 6 months. And that's what we need to know. And that really is what the SEC's new ruling is all about, is that information is kept up with the brokers, the marketers that these little companies are dealing with, because they're not dealing with the major markets. They deal with brokers who put them on the market. So they have to keep in touch with their brokers and keep the information current. And now the law says those brokers have to share that information with all of us. They just can't put it in their drawer, as they've been doing since 1971. And they wouldn't tell us if the company had updated or not. And they wouldn't pull it off the market if they weren't. So that's the whole point of this law change, is to keep information constantly updated and current for me and you. So what was their price? Let's come down to the price action here. There was trade about 3 weeks ago. Nothing here currently. And it's sticking around 40 cents. It did jump to 50 cents, but 40 cents. This one doesn't really do anything for me, so I'm going to back out of this one. Get rid of a bunch of these windows for us. All right, what do we got? Ildo is back down here again. You guys were interested in Ildo, right? All right, there's right. Finally, a new one. Oh, wow, woo. I think I want to take a look at this one. I was going to invest in this a while ago. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it. So let's see what this guy's all about. This is Mineral Right Corporation, clean, dark and defunct, verified profile. Let's see what we got for price action. 0006. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. I love the 000s. Now, you can see these are being bought in blocks of 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, over and over again. This has been very steady. It could enter the market at that price. And look, it has only been today that they've been selling. There haven't been any sales that it shows us. And this does go back further than just 24 hours. I was mistaken about that. So, I'm enticed. Great price. Steady buys. Shows somebody is holding the price or lifting the price. I don't know, but I like what I'm seeing. So I'm going to go put this in over on our charts and see what we got, if they've got any information, but at least get it in our list. Drum roll, maestro. What? I really am boggled here, folks. Wow. Okay, what do we got? This has had a lot of action. It's been up here at 3 cents. So, you know, this doesn't look like one. I don't know why they went expert. I don't know what was holding them back. It's at 0.06 cents right now. 000, and it's high as 003, but that was February. We don't count fake money. Nobody earned that money. They wouldn't have invested it like that if they had. This is real money. Yeah, people invested here. So they did kick it up to 002, which would be about 300%, 325% if it jumped up to that point. Don't know if it would go any further because I don't know how long they've been late. And the way it looks, it doesn't look like they've been late very long. So you know what, folks? I'm not going to throw this one in there. If you want right, I know I could put it on the list, but fine. Yes, Ellen. Yes, I'll put it up there. Ellen's right. It doesn't hurt us to put it up there. If it doesn't do anything, it falls to the bottom and it doesn't cause us any grief down there. Thank you, Ellen. Okay, back to our goodie land. Jumping into the next one, there's one waiting for us. Most current, right there, July attorney letter. Good. Last piece of the puzzle. That's what we like to see. Gold Entertainment Group. Clean, dark and defunct, verified profile, transfer agent verified. These are good things. You see they're all green. Shell risk, it's not red or green because it means yellow. Caution. You need to check to do a little bit of homework. Are they a shell risk because they're lazy and they're just not getting off their doofuses and doing anything? Bad boys. Or are they a shell risk because they're emptying? They're cleaning and emptying the house for a new company to come and take over. That's called a reverse merger. And you got to be doing nothing to do that. Shell risk just means you're not making any money. Let's see if they had any trade activity. Yes, today. How much trade activity today? All of it. Woo! Look, folks. Look. It started at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it went almost to the bell. Started off very small. 10,000 shares at 0005 is only $50. It may be less than that. I think it's $50. 14,000, 29,000, 424, a half a million. There's a million, 2 million, 5 million. Uh-oh. That looks like the fire is building up. Yeah, there's a dip here, but you know what? This stock is clean, dark and defunct, just needs to get its things in order. And what did its files look like? Well, from annual report for 2021, the quarterly reports for 2021, and a And see, that's attorney letter for July. That's the very last one. That's the one they're throwing it in there for. Boom, folks. I like this. So let's check out their share structure. This one's got a lot of shares. 25 billion, which is what I'm used to seeing. And about almost 5 billion unrestricted and 3.5 billion in the float. So somewhere between 3.5 billion and almost 5 billion is the float. So it's a big float, no doubt about that. Okay, let's go see if we can see anything on TOS. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. All right, so she's been up here to 002. I see so much. This should look like popcorn. It should be spread out. So I'm really surprised, and I'm not expecting a huge giant bump off of this one either. You know, I'll throw it in there, but I don't want to. I don't want to. We've looked at it. Let's just say I put what we look at over there. But I'd like to put a little red X next to that, like the X factor or whatever. I don't think that's going to do it. Now, I did say I wanted to look at Wowoo. Don't make me say that twice. Wowoo. Let's look at Wowoo. I remember Wowoo being into tech, I think it was. I can't quite remember. What are they in, just so I can see? World of Weed. Oh, well, I didn't expect that. Cannabis industry. Okay. Dark and defunct, not dirty. Verified profile last month. Okay, let's see what we got going on down here. Any price activity today? Very little. 002 to 45 cents. Oh my God. Wow, that's a jump. I mean, that's like 40,000% right there. For 450 shares, somebody really wanted those shares and paid big bucks for it. Then it went to 10 cents, back down to a penny. Wow. Wow, I'll tell you what. Now, it hasn't had any trades since the 17th. So it doesn't look like anything is going on like right now. Let's check these. We had just this one, and they do have attorney letters come out after their filings. So they still need the attorney letter. Let's go take a look at the chart just for curiosity's sake, eh? Okie doke. See, this is what I expected all those expert charts to be looking like. You know, popcorn, just little here and there. Down to a penny, up to $1.49. See, that's, my God, folks. From a penny to, was that 14,000% gains? I think 14,000% gains, yeah. It could be more than that, but I think that's what it comes out to. And what day was that? That was on, oh, that is way back. Holy cow, that's all the way back in May. Wow, all the way back in May. And then it hit the basement floor, 0001 here, just at the end of August. And now it's at 006, right? No, it's at a penny. It's at a penny. So it is definitely volatile. I'll give it that much. And for volatility's sake, it's going on the list. I know it's not a skull and crossbones, but I like things that have huge bounces, especially if you can catch them. But you know, you got to keep this list around. You got to keep the list in front of you, or it's going to do no good. To just check it every now and then, that's how you're going to get angry, upset, and frustrated because you keep missing the bounces. All right, going back down, we were looking GEGP. Where are we at? All right, so now we are a couple days back. This is the 27th, so that's yesterday, and I'm not seeing any more, I don't want to call them skull and crossbones. Okay, certification. Well, that costs money. You don't get OTC QB. QB is the center tier. If we come up here, I can show you real quick right there. There are 3 tiers on the OTC market. The pink, which is the floor. Not that that's the worst, but it's the biggest. There is a lot of junk down here, but there's a lot of good stocks like L'Oreal and Yamaha. There's a lot of good stocks in there. QB, though, is more transparent. They have to audit their financials, where the pinks do not. So if you want to put your best foot forward, you uplist to the QB and you show your investors that you want to be better. And then the QX, These are the best stocks. There's stocks in there for $300,000, $3,000, $30,000. Yes, in there, the QX. These are huge companies. There's lots and lots, hundreds of banks in there from around the world in our country. There's lots in there, folks. So those are the three tiers, and they want to uplist to the venture market. That's where they venture out of the bank, and that's going to cost them some money. So I consider that release to be worthy. Now I got to hit that more button 1,000 times. I'm gonna, you know, that took me like 45 seconds to hit the more button and have every page load. We're that far down. It's best when you click these to open up a new page rather than leave this page. Definitely better. All right, which one was that we looked at? Oh, we didn't. I was just showing you. So let's go take a look at IMPHF and see what they're about. All right, slow to load. Imperial Helium Corp. Oh, I really like helium companies. This is an expert market company too, verified independent directors. You need this to uplist. Somebody's serious about uplisting. Any price action lately? Yes. We had shares trading yesterday. Please open. And shares trading today. Just. So, and what did the price action? It has just been stuck at 21 cents, 22 cents. I'm not interested. Gonna back out of that one. It'll do imp. We've seen all of those guys. Need some newcomers here. Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, okay. GEGP. Boy, that looks familiar. But you know, after a while, these kind of all blur together. All these tickers. Taking a look at this one. We have Hydrogen Engine Center. I like hydrogen. I think it's going to be king. EV is going to build all this fantastic stuff, and then we're going to pull out them chunky, heavy lithium batteries that we have to rape the earth to get, and we're going to put in these fuel cells that just make these two chemicals with hydrogen, make electricity and water. Boom! All the available energy we need without touching the earth. So what do we got here? Expert market is clean, dark and defunct, verified, looks great. Let's hope for some price action. Yes, today. Oh, okay. I like it. I do. Look, we were at 4 cents here yesterday. 4 cents. It has fallen down to 0001, 0002, 0003. It's starting to climb up after hitting the floor. Why did I like it hitting the floor? Because that's where the big gains start. You don't make big gains when you're already up. So this is already at 3. If it was to come up to 3 cents, you've got 10,000% gains. This would be about 15,000% gains, something like that. So $100 will bring you $30,000. Remember that. So this looks really nice. I don't know what the company does, and I don't know what their share structure is. Oh, wow. Boom. Look at this, folks. Look at that. 11 million. 11 million in the float. Unbelievable. They've only got half of all their shares on the market, and it looks like insiders and management own 40,000 or 40 million of them. About 80% of all the stock to insiders and management. It's either a scam or they really believe in it. But look, this is a big number. Normally I don't see a large number here. Now, you would think a stock would have thousands and thousands of people investing in it. No, some do, but most only have a few hundred out of the whole country, out of the whole world. Yes, unbelievable. So I'm excited about this one. I think this looks really good. We're going to take HYEG and jump over here to our charts. Drop that in right here and see what we get. Woohoo, we got a chart, and I'm surprised. Wow, it has really fallen. And I don't know, I wish they would tell you when these things went off the market, when it became dark and defunct, because this looks like it's trading okie dokie to me. But let's come in a little closer. There's your 5-day, 5-minute. And let's see. You can see that right there. Let's call that the low before the low. It fell all the way down here. It was at 4 cents. 4 cents was its normal low for the 5 days. Let's go back 1 month. Look, folks, it doesn't come down here. It never comes down here. Let's go back 6 months. Never. In 6 months, it has we're on the low bubble right now. Okay, it was at 0001. I think we're at 0003 actually. Yes, 0003. Folks, I'm excited. I'm excited because this could do a serious bounce. Now, consider this. If you put in $100, let's say you buy it at 0003. You buy it for $100. You get yourself, I think that's 30,000 shares, or is it 300,000 shares? I can't remember. But in either case, it's $100. Let's say it falls to the floor. Let's say it does the absolute worst and it never ever comes back up. I don't think that's the case, but let's just say, what would you lose? $100. If it drops down to 002, you'd lose 1/3. You'd lose $33. Now, nobody wants to lose any money, but my point, $33, $50, even $100 is not going to hurt us, break us, or kill us if we lose it. No, we don't want to lose it. I'm not saying gamble. But if $100 can bring you $1,000 or $10,000, isn't it worth it? So that's what we're doing. And I'm taking HYEG and I'm putting it on our list because I like it that way. Let's see, how long have we been running here? I don't want it to keep you all night. I know you got dinner to eat. Okay, let's just do a couple more. Oh, I think we've been here before. There's BTLN. I showed you this gray a couple of days ago. A gray is not an expert market. Preferably, I think most companies would rather be on an expert market than on a gray. Let's see what a gray looks like on this chart so you can just get a feel for it. Gray market, skull and crossbones. They are verified, but they're a caveat emptor. Is there any price action on this? No. No. See, there's nothing. Nothing on a caveat emptor. Totally different beast. And we're not dealing with the dirty beast. We're dealing with people who just haven't been filing. Asta. All right. Let's make this our last one, folks. Let's go see what Asta's got to give us. Clean as a whistle, just dark and defunct. Not been putting in their paperwork on time. Got a verified profile, got a transfer agent. This is beautiful. Looks good. Let's hope for some price trade action. Doesn't look like it. But it's not at a bad price. It was at 006 to 007, and that's all today. Was there anything more? Yeah, there was. And it's all been in that same price structure, and all of it happened in the last 30 minutes of the day. Now, there's something to consider. Nobody did anything until the last 30 minutes of the day, and it's not impressive. I'm not saying it is, but it shows activity, and the price isn't bad. You know, that's 1,000% gain if this goes from 6 to 6 cents. It's 500% gains if it goes to, well, actually, like 3 cents. All right, let's go see what the chart looks like. I'm presuming that we're going to see a chart because none of these seem to be blocked. See? Now, I've been here before. You know what? I'm a little confused here. I'm going to turn on my price bubble, folks, because I think I was just in this last week or the week before. You'd think I'd remember, right? But day traders go through a lot of stocks. So let's see. No, okay. But I did look at it. I did look at it at some point in time. I can see that. So, for some reason, Asta is on this expert market when I was looking at it, and I don't go looking at stocks that are on the expert market. So I'm not quite sure why, and it doesn't look like it, does it? So what did it do? Just go there? It just got moved there today? Because that's a hell of a fall, folks. It was here at almost 2 cents, and it's now down at 007, so it's lost like 400%. Well, you know, on a recovery, I'm going to put it over here because I don't know why it's on the expert market. I know it wasn't the last time I looked at it, so something has happened here, and it lost a lot. It's right here, but you can see it fell all the way down here to 0009, I think it is. Yeah. And what is her 4-hour look, just so we have an understanding of the stock's history. Oh, that is the 4 hour, folks. That is the 4 hour. Let's see the 5 minute. Wow, that hit today. That hit today and bounced back. Now, that's 5 minute. Do you think it stayed down there any longer than a minute? Nope. Nope. So, that's a 600% gain right there, folks. From here to here, that's 600% gain. That's why I'm looking at it like that. In 1 minute, you could have made a 600% gain. But normally, these sort of bounces don't ever, unless you had something in the queue already, you can't take advantage of it. I'm not going to put that on the list. It doesn't, I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but it doesn't look like it has the potential for a serious gain. So that's what I'm doing. We've already gone back to the 27th here, folks. Remember, you've also got that list of current gainers, which we didn't do a lot of looking at, and we don't know why they jumped. You can look at any of these, even the yield signs are quality plays right now. And we could spend hours up here, folks, looking at these, because look at them. These are virtually all yield signs and double diamonds. There's a load of them here, but you're looking for that, right? You're looking for that big number. There's lots of them here. Check these out. See what they're doing. Now, this one may have a catalyst, ATYG. Maybe real news, and maybe you don't like playing this current market. Maybe you want real catalyst. Well, this sold a 500 million shares today with 622 shares with a $500,000 tossed at the company, and they did do 266% gains, and they're pink. So this is a good place for leads of wild sorts and tame sorts, but they're all legitimate leads, and I've shown you how to do it. And that is what is most important to me for these shows, not the leads I'm giving you. I may actually go do some more DD now because I can't keep you here for 4 hours. Your wife would kill me. So you keep it up. If you're watching TV, just put on your computer and do some searching. Make a list. A list can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So the more you have on there, we're looking for the runners in the day. So speaking of lists, take a look at the one we got. I don't want you to be deprived of it. This is our list. We don't know what it's going to do. May do something tomorrow. A couple of those I'm expecting on the top of the list to do BLRF and BLHD. I can't remember. I can't see the list right now. I expect these to be big poppers. Low triple digits that have a lot of volatility and jump to 40 cents. Woo! That's the kind we want to catch. Okay, we're done with you. Go on. So, take lesson on how I do it. Just don't take the list. The list is a meal for today, but I'd rather teach you how to feed yourself, folks, because I'm not always going to be here. And chances are you can do more and better than me. You can, because you are serious about your money, just as I am about mine. Hope you enjoyed this, folks. Hope you learned something. Hope you gained something. Because remember, the more you know it, the more you grow. See you, folks.